ជាតិខ្មែរអោនជ្រកក្រោមលំអងព្រះបារមីនៃព្រះនុប្តីជ័យវរមិនខ្សត់ខ្លាយពីបុរាណល្បីល្បាញក្លាហានអង្គរសម័យប្រាសាទសេឡាកំបាំងកនដាលព្រៃគួរឲ្យស្រមៃនឹកដល់យល់សាំងមហានគរជាតិខ្មែរដូចថ្មគង់វងនៅល្អរឹងពឹងជុំយើងសំខំពពំព្រេងសំណាងរបងកម្ពុជាមហារដ្ឋកើតមានទង់គេដំណគ្រប់វត្តអារាមឮតែសូរសាធរថ្លែងគុណអំណរឧត្តមក្រុមប្រឹក្សាជួយផុតទង្ភ័យវីរភាពអង្ចារួមក្រុមការងារខេមរាប្រស្រីប្រយុទ្ធជោគជ័យយកបានអំណាចជាតិនឹងទឹកដីមានសិទ្ធិសេរីរស់សុខសាន្តអើយ
យើងខ្ញុំព្រះករុណាសូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះគុណជាម្ចាស់គ្រប់ព្រះអង្គជាទីសក្ការៈសូមគោរពជម្រាបសួរឯកឧត្តមសាស្ត្រាចារ្យបណ្ឌិតដាំឆិតអរីអគ្គស្ថាបនិកអគ្គមេបញ្ជាការឧត្តមក្រុមប្រឹក្សាខ្មែរជួយខ្មែររំដោះជាតិជាទីគោរពដល់កំពង់ខ្ពស់និងសូមជម្រាបសួរបងប្អូនខ្មែរទូទាំងសកលលោកនេះជាកម្មវិធីទស្សនៈស្ត្រីលើកទី10ប្រធានបទស្ដីអំពីការអភិវឌ្ឍខ្មែរយើងឡើងវិញនាងខ្ញុំសូមជម្រាបជូនផងដែរលោកស្រីណារីសួនអវត្តមានដោយសារសុខុមាលភាពលោកស្រីត្រូវការពេលវេលាសម្រាប់នៅមន្ទីរពេទ្យយើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមឲ្យអ្នកមីងឆាប់ជាសះស្បើយសូមអរគុណអញ្ចឹងនាងខ្ញុំនឹងសូមចាប់ផ្ដើមនៅកម្មវិធីនិយាយជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសនេះដូចតទៅសុខទោសGood evening and welcome back to Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue Khmer Lady Viewpoint Show. And now I would like to introduce our panelists this evening. Right now we have Ms. Tina Set and Ms. Galianu. And my name is Chobi Pek. I am your host tonight. Tonight is our 10th show, lady. We have come a long way since our first show that was debuting on December the 6th, year 2019. It was an extremely nervous evening ever for me. We were just ordinary housewives and proud grandmothers. We are not history professor, Congress member, city council, president, or a white president of any political organization or political analyst. We did not know what to expect from our audience, but we were greatly confident than ever because our mission is straightforward and our goal is very crystal clear. Okay, ladies, tonight we are going to talk about the rebuild of our Khmer Mahanagar, own Galayan and own China. Welcome back our 10th show. Okay, our topic tonight, we will discuss how the Supreme Council of Sckhk Khmer for Rescue with His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Chatham is the founder and the commander-in-chief will bring happiness to all Kon Khmer around the globe and peace to the land of Savannapum. Before we could fix and mend any broken part, we must know the dysfunctional detail. We all agree that the current dysfunctional regime, the Vietnamese communist puppet, the king, and his Vietnamese mother is programmed to destroy Cambodia. Tonight, we will pointing out all the broken part of the country since 1993. Then we will share with all Kon Khmer around the globe how His Excellency will make it right. Here are the 6 broken parts of the country that we think it is essential to fix and protect. I have 6 right here. 1, educational system, public school, and equality and accessibility. Unemployable education. 2, economy, unemployment, migrant worker. 3, social culture and value, homeless. Dysfunctional minor family, drug and alcohol. Number 4, infrastructure, flooding, traffic safety, death. 5, looted the national resources, corruption. 6, sovereignty, illegal immigrant, open border. I know we have discussed this already, but it is essential to keep reminding our people. We, the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue, have the solution to fix the broken country and give all Khmer, Kon Khmer around the globe hope. But before we start, we have a short video to share with our audience. Bong Mani, please play the video.
In April 1975, the U.S. evacuated its troops after a 6-year war in Cambodia, paving the way for Pol Pot's Year One plan, which would eliminate all traces of the modern world in Cambodia. By 1975, Pol Pot's rebel group was strong enough to overtake the capital. The Khmer Rouge evacuated Phnom Penh, forcing residents into the countryside. Pol Pot believed cities were evil and planned to rebuild Cambodia as an agrarian society. Anything modern was considered impure. Modern ideas were considered dangerous. Intellectuals, artists, and monks were systematically rounded up and killed, then buried in mass graves, known as the killing fields.
The underlying current of a revolution in Kampuchea, and they decided to go for broke. They did this with a tactic known as the blooming lotus, which merely is a textbook drive straight down highways. They picked 3 main highways into Kampuchea, where all highways lead to Phnom Penh, and they simply drove down the highways, splitting up the Pol Pot forces as they went. The idea was simply to reach Phnom Penh and into western Kampuchea as quickly as possible, establish as much control of the roads and the strategic areas as possible, as quickly as possible. And this is what they did with the so-called blooming lotus. The Pol Pot forces were put into massive disarray. So the original tactic did work. It did establish the command, and it did get the Vietnamese into Phnom Penh, where they could quickly claim victory. It took some 2 weeks to reach Phnom Penh.
Thank you, Bomani. You know, I see this video, it's made me angry and sad at the same time. Wow, this video is very good. I am so moved by all the hardship that our people are facing, but help is coming soon. Kalayan, would you like to start first and share with us your thought on?
Well, this is very broken heart to see children living like that. But anyhow, thank you, Mom Chavi.
You're welcome.
And again, I'm very grateful to be here tonight. You know, sharing our opinion and plan to rescue our country together. And also, I would like to share my tonight thoughts regarding the last part of this video. It was very compelling to me that was added to the end of this video at the last minute. Ladies, as we make our journey forward, we will face all evils that will come our way. As a good leader, as always, Lopatin recommended that we shall always hold these Buddhist chanting close to us to overcome and defeat all evils, as we all seen on this video. And thank you, Your Excellency, for always watching after all of us. And in addition, with my utmost sincere, I also would like to thank you, His Excellency, for taking his time from his busy schedule to come and explain his strategy to claim back our motherland. And thank you to Lubang Sorapet for providing most of the document for our show tonight. And thank you to my husband for helping us with the video and did all the translating for us from Khmer to English. And ladies, this is our 10th show. It has been 13 months since we started the show, and I never thought that we would be this successful, but I have confidence in you ladies that we will do great. And I would like to remind our own Khmer around the globe that we, Khmer, are extremely fortunate to exist today. The wicked people planted to swallow our Khmer land for the last hundreds of years, especially the Vietnamese communists and the Chinese communists. When we started the show, we were the only Khmer lady that dared to do the show in English, and of course, got a lot of criticism. And now, as you all might have noticed, many others have followed with their own version. I am enormously proud of us Khmer. Please keep it up, only Khmer will win. And most of all, I would like to let our audience know tonight that the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue organization is an organization of solution. And let me shout this out again. Right now, Kon Khmer is the only solution to the world problem. And it is no other than our boss, His Excellency, Dr. Ray Chatham. And now, since I got this off my chest, I would like to give the floor back to you, Bong Chavi. Thank you.
Thank you, On Kalayan. You were on the subject of our big boss. Can you please share with our audience what our big boss mentioned on his revalidation on Saturday, November the 7th of this year, 2020, when he dropped by and said hello during our group meeting?
Sure, Bong. Let me try to keep it as simple as possible. This is a very confidential and powerful document ever executed by all the United States government, including both houses, legislative branch. Per my understanding, the ratification and revalidation by the United States government of His Excellency in financial, political, and law enforcement authorities elected and appointed on January the 20th, 1995. This ratification and revalidation was done sometime last month, just before the US election. It was executed by top officials from both political parties' houses, like Speaker Pelosi and Senator Mitch McConnell, and all the top federal agencies like the Justice Department, Mr. William Barr, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, and Secretary of Defense were part of the signatories. And most important was the Marshall Authority's Alpha Omega Code. Now, this is the most powerful authority on the planet for a financial transaction that anyone could have. And our boss is the only one with this code, Bong, and I hope I answer your question.
Thank you, Ongalayan. That was a very nice and powerful. And now we could get on with our topic. Okay, Ontina, would you like to outline some of the dysfunctional and neglect of this horrible regime education system? Will you please provide a brief synopsis of the dysfunctional education system like public school, inequality and accessibility, unemployable education? Please share your thought on.
Well, Mom, thank you so much. I am very honored to share the subject because I am an educator myself. I will point out the inequality and accessibility that we have in our school system in Cambodia. In the video earlier, as we all have witnessed, for 27 years, since 1993, with billions and billions of foreign donations, the Hun Sen government could not provide proper school facilities and curriculum to Sckhk Khmer due to Hun Sen's non-interest in their future. If you ladies notice such inequality that we saw the classroom was conducting underneath the hot sun. These students were barefooted and without notebooks or textbook. These kids do not have any access to any supports from the government. Most of them came to school hungry, not like the school system here in the Western world long. We have cafeteria serving meals to all qualified students. Lady, these kids are the future of our country, you know? We must not neglect them. Don't you agree?
Yeah, how about job placement? Can you please tell our audience also?
Yeah, Bong, this is another failure of this dysfunctional school system, unable to do any job placement every year with an average of 60,000 plus graduates. These graduate with bachelor's degree, master's degrees, and even doctorate degrees. Unfortunately, these new graduates have difficulty landing any decent job due to the top management jobs. Any of the high paying or management position filled by migrant workers from investor country like China, the Philippines, Malaysia, Taiwan, or Thailand, such and such, Bong.
Thank you, Ontina. Now let us turn to Ongalayan. Ongalayan, please give us a brief outline of the unfunctional economy that caused unemployment and created migrant workers.
Well, Hun Sen is the most incapable leader in ASEAN. Even with all the technical, international committees grants and pledge grants stipulate in the 1991 Cambodia Paris Peace Accord of the 18 donors every year, with 27 years of technical assistance with billions and billions of US dollars in grant, Hun Sen could not build an economy to stand against the internal or foreign interruptions like the EBA, for example. Hun Sen's macroeconomy is very unstructured. Hun Sen's government has no interest in concrete economic pillar. He allows his cronies and families to carry out corruption activities. This kind of corruption and nepotism economy infiltrated every sector of the economy, preventing a real capitalist free market in Cambodia. Now, keep in mind that 80% of Cambodian are farmers in Cambodia, and with most of the population are under 30 years old. Now, these days, young people do not want to do farming. So this is a formula for foreigner to take our land with this scheme, Bong.
Ongalayan, please clarify what you mean by prevented a real capital free market due to nepotism economy.
You know, Bong, the word free capitalist free market, meaning that everyone is open to compete and market their products to the free market, which in turn give a competitive market for the benefit of the consumers. Now, this is not the case in Cambodia. Hun Sen and his cronies destroy the free market in every sector of the market.
Please give like an example of Hun Sen family and crony destroyed free market.
Well, not too hard to explain here, Bong. They touches everything. But what really stands out the most is the garment industry. And I will share a snapshot of this industry, for everyone tonight. This communist industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry that run by Hun Sen's cronies and their families. Hun Sen keeps 10% top of the revenue. Now, with this kind of corruption, real foreigners' investment will not exist to have a strong macro economy. They only attracted investor like the Chinese, not the one that fly by night, investor that are looking to suck Sckhk Khmer blood.
Thank you, Ongalayan. China, please share a short synopsis of the dysfunctional social culture and value. Please cover the homeless area, the dysfunctional minor, and the family that caused by drug and alcohol.
Yeah, Bong Chavi, this is such an upsetting and sensitive subject, Bong. I cannot believe what I see every day on Facebook. What hurts me the most is the future of our nation. More and more, we see our young population got stuck into vice activities. Like, for example, underage drinking alcohol, more like kids under the age of 12 years old, and sniffing chemicals as well. Drunk father raped his own daughter. Women were dancing in the temples where we worship. Murder, suicide family of 4 or 5 people due to the adultery. This is an omen coming out, Bong. This is clearly a lack of social education.
Yes, indeed, it is very painful to talk about this horrible story. I cannot wait to see our responsible culture come back to our society. Okay, lady. The next item on our list is infrastructure. With all the billion and billion grant and loan, this dysfunctional government could not provide efficiency and functional infrastructure and affordable housing to all Sckhk Khmer. Golian, can you outline this area neglect, please?
Sure, Bong. This government got all the technical supports and grants in the last 27 years to make Cambodia functional. There are many things that this government failed to meet their responsibilities. To this effect, I'm going to name a few, okay, the most important ones. Item 1, the sewer is an open sewer system exposed and without adequate water waste treatment plants for millions of people. So this means that millions of Cambodian people that are living in Phnom Penh are breathing lots of germs and affecting their health. And item 2, lack of electricity at a reasonable price for lower income people that are making less than $500 per month. Now, Cambodia's electricity cost is the highest in the region, like 20 cents US per kilowatts. And 3, poor sanitation that leads to hazard that can be the physical, microbiological or biological, chemical agent of diseases, especially during the rainy season. And as we all seen on Facebook, trashes were not collected as it should be. The street were piled with trashes that were left there for months, months and months, and it flooded down the road into the houses. This should not be an issue if this government has a real waste management program, Bong.
Thank you, Ongalayan. Yes, the failure of this government on waste management is a major health hazard. I know the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue will make it right, which is our master plan. Now our next item is looting our natural resources. On China, please name a few items that Hun Sen allowed his family and crony to commit a crime and in the looting on our natural resources.
Sorry, yeah, I have it off. I'm sorry. Bong Chavi, the third government is second Sckhk Khmer bloods for the last 27 years. Their family lived like Hollywood stars with private jets, shuttle them in the region. There are too many to even name them, but I'm going to name a few. Like, for example, let me check my note, like gold mines, timber logging, and then land grabbing, Bong. The military is the biggest thief of all.
China is the person that interfacing with the Chinese miners.
Well, Bong is no other than General Paul Sarun, one of the Dirty Dozen. He is the person who is interfacing with all the gold mine looters. I will leave it here, but the gold mines, because of the Supreme Council of Khmer, Help Khmer for Rescue, has enough evidence to look up these people. Plus, all the contracts will be reviewed and canceled if found illegal and violated our sovereignty.
The country is running by gangster mob like General that all Hun Sen crony.
Yes, Bong, as well as we all know, the gold mines, timber logging, the land grabbing are all protected by Hun Sen's generals. I can tell you that all the proceeds from all these illegal activities are not benefiting Cambodia.
Yes, they have been, looting our natural resources since 1993.
Yeah, we have disclosed the Dirty Dozen in one of our earlier shows, if you all remember that. General Paul Sarun and General Kun Kim were the Khmer Rouge security apparatus members with Hun Sen back in the Khmer Rouge years. These two have been selling our national treasures to Chinese communists, which is valued in billions of US dollars. And it's not too difficult to identify them, and Global Witness has also the data on its website. The NGO is one of the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue partner in bringing these traitors or thieves to justice, Bong.
Yes, you know what, since you ladies just mentioned traders, I would like to point this out, which I thought it is very powerful to share. About a couple weeks ago, back on November the 1st, 2020, His Excellency posted two pictures on his Facebook, Norodom Sihapmani and former South Korea president. On His Excellency Facebook page with the caption in Khmer, and let me translate into English as follows, okay? King of Cambodia, Norodom Sihapmani, will be charged with treason with the death penalty for annexed land to Vietnamese communists and sign the royal decrees to permit illegal Chinese and Vietnamese immigrants to enter Cambodia. Thank you, Lokmani. Now, the caption on the pictures stated that His Excellency is very, very adamant in protecting our sovereignty and bringing peace to our Mahanaco, Bong.
Well, thank you, Galian, for mentioning our Khmer Republic treason law. I want to brief the audience about our deep history, which I thought is important. I want to remind our people again, since 1930, Ho Chi Minh started his campaign, finish us off by planning, swallow Khmer land and put it into their Indochina plan. In the year 1950, the plan got traction when they were able to poison Sihanouk with Monique Easy. This is where the serious problems start for us. Treason will charge with the death penalty. The charge is very reasonable considering that we almost lost our sovereignty because of the witch Monique Easy. I am so angry again. Armed with the Ho Chi Minh doctrine.
Ladies, like I said, His Excellency is very adamant about bringing treason charges to all the traitors. This law will be in the new Republic Government Constitution, Article 6, ladies.
That's very encouraging news on Galian. Now let us come back to our topic about rebuilding our uncle Mahanaco. Here all that we know. Okay, I have the list here. Number one, education system is extremely poor. The students do not have classroom. The class held under the hot sun. Number two, our infrastructure. The roads are full of potholes. No flood management program. Three, our economy is so weak. We could not stand alone without foreign aid. Number four, healthcare system does not exist. Unbelievable.
Bong, the new republic will be quite different from the current Hun Sen's government. The four items you mentioned are the least, and we will have or improve. We are changing also the culture of our Khmer people.
Yeah, Bong, you are very right. Absolutely right, Bong Kalian. The new government will have three main components. which are the one, new constitution, to new monetary system, to new money, and then new passport and identification system.
And you are correct, China. The new republic government will be lean and very efficient with only 18 ministries from 20 ministries.
Can you name the 18 ministry?
I will be happy to, Bong. But before I begin, I want to share that of the 18 ministry, women will be heading to 9 ministry as well. So let me double check on here to make sure that my data is correct before I, because the information is very informative and is a lot to absorb. Like, for example, we have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, 2, Ministry of Women Affairs, 3, the Ministry of Education, and then 4, Ministry of Public Workers and Transportation, 5, Ministry of Industrials and Energy, 6, Ministry of Mahanako, and then 7, Ministry of Culture, 8, Ministry of Religion, 9, Ministry of Economic and Finance, 11, Ministry of Land Management, 12, Ministry of Labor, 13, Ministry of Justice, 14, Ministry of Environment, 15, Ministry of Defense, and 16, Ministry of Telecommunication, 17, Ministry of Province Khmer Krom, and then 18, Ministry of Province Khmer Lib. So all of the potential ministers and government official positions will open up to all grassroots of Golden Khmer that are scholars with inequality opportunities during the Hun Sen regime. Bong.
Thank you, Onkaryan. This means all Golden Khmer will be like serving, high government position for the qualification.
Well, yes, Lupertian always said the opportunity is provided to our Golden Khmer, regardless of their background, as long as they are qualified.
And yes, Bong Kalyan, the 60,000 graduates something will no longer have to find jobs in the neighboring countries to support their families again.
Thank you, Onchina. I will come back to you later on this subject for our input. Okay, Onkalayan, the 2 ministry mentioned above allocate to Khmer Krom and Khmer Le province representative. The structure is extremely good news on.
Yes, Bong, it is. Lupertian ideology of structuring the new republic government is very comprehensive and practical.
I have to agree with you, Bangkalayan. Lupertian is very comprehensive and very practical in his planning. Not to mention his planning is very, very smart. He's a very intellectual person.
Yes, of course, our big boss is a unique person and wise as well. He always thinking, 3 steps ahead of everyone. Okay, I am trying to stay focused here, lady. Our topic of rebuilding our Mahanago. Okay, Onkaryan, please help us to get back our topic. So please tell us what the most significant that matter most rebuilding our nation. But before Onkaryan start on rebuilding topic, we have another short video. Bomani, please.
The hope that each of us has to build a new world order in which nations and peoples with different systems and different values can live together in peace.
A new world order can emerge.
There's a need for a new world order. In the next few years, a solution will emerge that people will look into that cause.
Thank you, Bong Pro. Wow. Again, I am very excited to and look for the rebuild process to begin. Okay, on Kalayan, please share the Supreme Council of Khmer Health Club, the master plan. I understand that you have privilege to read the master plan outline.
Yes, Bong. I am very privileged to be able to read the master plan, and I'm going to share with everyone tonight. And thank you to Bong Sorapek for sharing the master plan with us. The most significant is to have peace and security for everyone, not just the elites. Equality is a must. So if we are talking about equality, these are the overlooked of the social program, like the job placement for youth, retirement program for all civil servants, senior citizen, the living assistance or shelter program, emergency program to rescue all citizens in the event of the natural disasters, medical care and dental care for all the disadvantaged people or poor people, and have access to all medical care for all Kon Khmer, regardless of their financial status.
I agree with Bong Kalayan with this exciting news, Bong Chavi.
Yes, you know what? Yeah, China, to maintain it, equality for everyone, we must do the following, and I'm going to try to do my best to provide the outline. Urgent action must take place first to protect our security, and we must clean up the house from top to bottom. Number one, all government officials or civil servants must be cleaned of corruption and remove foreign spies in the government. And two, clean up the unethical behavior in the pagoda and the temple. Three, dismantle all the network of friends or nepotism. Four, dismantle community centers or Vietnamese association in Cambodia. And five, dismantle small and large companies that are the lifeblood of the Vietnamese communities. And six, dismantle the structure of the Cambodian People Party.
On Kalayan, I would like you to clarify this referring to the corruption that you just mentioned. As you know, most high-level government official are the connecting to the Cambodian People Party. This high-ranking official are very corrupted. What is their fate like?
No, Bong, our master plan is to return dignity to all Kon Khmer, the landowners. And to be able to succeed, this possible corruption will not be tolerated. The Cambodian People Party is the core cancer of the downfall of the corruption. And right now we are in the verge of losing our sovereignty to the Vietnamese communists. Now, with all the massive corruption within the current regime, the new Republic government will confiscate all the corrupted officials' assets like houses, land, aircrafts, exotic vehicle, companies, foreign bank account to be placed into the national treasury. And we also already have the list of the thefts. And we will be working with Global Witness and other NGO to track them down, Bong.
Wow, I have been waiting to hear this for a very long time, Kalayan. How about security? What do you lady know that could share with us, with the audience tonight? On China, please share your thought, please.
Bong Chavi, the revolution is not something like walking in the park per se. Security is always an issue. However, the Supreme Council of Khmer Health Khmer security team will be of utmost careful and professional as its best. What do you expect from the world elite security teams of 89's group, Bong?
Can you itemize the area that concern on?
Yeah, sure. The most important thing is the security of the food bank and the prevent of chaos. The supply food chain must not be interrupted and maintained at a safe level of supply. So for example, Bong, the like gasoline and electricity, the energy sources needed to be protected to assure non-interruptions of the people's daily lives. And then 3, traffic safety all around and the inner city traffic will be normal. People will be able to go to work normally without interruption. And then commuters of the inner city or inter-provinces and on the highway between provinces will be free to travel without security presence along the roadside bong.
Thank you, China. Kalayan, we have talked about the traffic security. That what about the weapon like handgun and rifle? What can you tell us about this, On?
So, well, handguns and rifles are something that we need to address right away when we take control of the government. Collecting weapons is our top priority to assure security, peace in the newly formed government. We will not allow any foreign presence or genocide regime to return to Cambodia. So we will set up a weapon collection program to ensure that all illegal weapons will be off the streets.
In terms of cleaning up, what about the corruption activity what can you ladies share with on this subject?
Bong, as far as I understand, His Excellency has a constructive plan to stamp our corruptions at the highest level. So on the stated properties were recaptures and then seized or convicted corrupted officials and perpetrators' asset will be placed into the national treasury as the national assets.
Yes, that's correct, China. The new Republic government will seize all convicted assets in the foreign bank accounts or foreign countries through the court of law under His Excellency international treaties. And you know what? We have a pretty good list of those stolen assets.
I am extremely excited to hear this on Sckhk Khmer finally will see peace and get justice for the crime this traitor did and suck Sckhk Khmer blood for the last 27 years. Now let us talk about the new government will do to the elevate the pain and suffering of the homeless or people affected by the global pandemic, COVID-19 or natural disaster.
You know what, last month we talked briefly about the people that got affected by the global pandemic, and we all agreed that about 90% of my population got affected hard. Hun Sen did not refer to the hardship. Instead, he insulted them, more like telling them to sell off their motorbike to survive. Now, the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue is different from this third government because we do care for our people, ladies.
What made you say that we all would be different? Please elaborate, please.
Yeah, first, I want to say this again, that His Excellency is preparing to bring the country out of suffering. An emergency response administration will be created to manage all disasters, such as the national disasters, massive flooding every year, or the pandemic like the COVID-19 long.
Yes, Bong Kalyan, I want to piggyback on that. We will have a response team, I believe. And then last week, Lukpu Sorput announced that we would have an emergency shelter program for homeless people in Poipat international border crossing during our live shows.
Yeah, I do remember that announcement. China, please continue.
Yes, Bong, the operation is to take the homeless off the street to prepare them to enter society again. This is a pilot program to encourage and give Sckhk Khmer hope and dignity as the land of righteous owners. The New Republic government plans to control all casino hotels in Poipat area to house homeless people. Bong. The program is to provide decent foods and medical treatment to needed people. Again, the operation is a bridge and preparations to become independent with permanent housing, government allocation, and job placement.
Wow, I must say, permanent housing, government allocation, and job replacement. This is very powerful indeed. This is what. You know what? I want to echo it again. The Supreme Council of Khmer Master Plan is no less because Sckhk Khmer is the owner of the Mahanagar. Earlier, we covered the corruption, make it right by capture government assets and seize the stolen government assets or property. What about the administrative and dependent judicial system? What can you ladies share these two areas?
Well, ladies, let me share this, the administrator in governance. His Excellency believes that all government administration levels must be governed in a democratic system with an election of majority rule.
What Kalian just mentioned on administrative or governance is very much needed to change or reform. Currently, corruption is a culture with corruption, that all level of civil servant, including the teacher. China sent you all the educators yourself. I will ask you to share your thought on this one.
Well, thank you, Bong Chavi, for giving me the opportunity. What Bong Kalian had just mentioned is very promising indeed. Reform for all civil servants is a must if we want to rebuild our Mahanako again. First and foremost, all civil servants reform will start with salary restructuring to meet their needs and live with dignity. Bong.
Yes, reforming salary structure is a must. I agree with you, Owen. I am sure everyone here will be very much joyful to listen to this. I know we could do it due to His Excellency budget financial capability that has set to rebuild our nation.
Yeah, Bong, as I understand, the Supreme Council of Khmer Master Plan in education is one of our priority programs and rebuilding the nation's Bong. The teacher is a component of the education program as well. All civil servants must be adequately compensated because they are responsible for educating our children for the future. Our judicial system will reform at the highest level and down, Bong.
Please start with the school reform first, and I will ask Kalian to give her thought on the judicial system reform.
Yes, Bong, the other component of education is the infrastructure to provide the best for our children. The latest technology will be available to all students, regardless of where they live. I'm sure that all the students will have access to computers and other available electronic gadgets out there. And one other thing, Bong, I am very excited as well. There will be a school bus system available to every village and district to ensure all kids have equal opportunity to get a quality education. How exciting.
I know, like school bus. You know what, this is only known as in Western country like United States. China, please continue.
Yeah, Bong, the school bus is not the only thing the school system will reform. Every school, regardless of where is the school at, every school will be served decent hot meal to all students, irrespectively of their financial status. All school will be equipped with internet, computers, nurse's office. So the physical education program will be with sports included, like program competitions between school or inter-school and inter-district. Bong.
Thank you, China. What you just laid out is very hopeful. I am looking forward to hearing, our future generation to be educated with a proper tool and well-trained structures. Okay, I will circle back to Owen Kalian on the subject of the reform judicial system. Please share your thought on this, Owen Kalian.
Well, yes, without justice, we would not have a democratic society. As the new republic government, a judicial system must have an independent structure. And I believe very, very strongly that His Excellency and Lok Oksorapek will stand firm with justice and equality for all. And the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue Master Plan, map road is very detailed. But I will try to provide a synopsis of what will be for our judicial system. First and foremost, all the justice and prosecutors will be interviewed and going through a process of re-qualification. Then those qualified with no connection to crimes or corruptions will be assigned to their new qualification. The court system will be an independent branch of government with the structure of check and balance power. Since we have not made a formal government announcement, I wish to keep it at this level, ladies, for now. So please understand. Thank you, Bong Chavi. Back to you.
Thank you, Ongalayan. I have noticed that we are coming very close to the end of our show again, but I have like a few more items to cover. I want to circle back to China said about the 3 items, the new constitution, the new currency, and the new passport.
Yes, of course, Bong. These 3 items are the pillars of our Sckhk Khmer for the new republic government, Bong. The new constitution is for the people and governance by the people. Everything in the 1991 Cambodia Paris Peace Agreement, we will find it in the new republic's constitution. So what's intriguing the most is that the capital punishment for treason with the death penalty for anyone convicted of aiding foreign governments of foreign spy. And then the new currency is to be introduced to stamp out counterfeit of Cambodian monetary currency, which is real. The new republic government will provide 90 days for swapping and exchanging program to convert or turn in their Khmer, which Hun Sen regime real to the new republic real Bong. The new passport and identification are to stamp out illegal immigrants and migrant workers and catch up crooks running off into hiding in foreign soil somewhere. Bong. The current Hun Sen's government passport will become obsolete immediately after we declare the new republic government. At the time, if anyone who got caught holding the Hun Sen's government passport will have no choice but to return home to get a replacement for the new republic passport.
Thank you, China. Kalayan, can you explain to the audience what China just said on the real swapping or exchange program?
Well, you know, the current regime has no control over its monetary system because they do not know how. But you know what, the new republic, we do know how because His Excellency is the sole arbiter of the global combined collateral accounts, which mean a whole different of bringing respect and stability to our new republic government. And on top of it, our real will be backed by solid assets. You know, the 90-day swapping and exchange program will give the poor Cambodian people the opportunity to redeem the new value money into the real money. Plus, it will remove the counterfeit money in the market right now. This also prevents future counterfeit money to introduce in the market, like the Vietcong did back in the 60s to destabilize the Sihanouk government. So I hope I make this clear enough, Bong.
Thank you, Kalayan. Tonight, I feel that we have maintained our course of action and we have accomplished a great deal. I want to repeat it again. I am very blessed for your friendship and experience we all are undertaking tonight for our motherland. Thank you so much, Lady China and Kalayan. And of course, Bong Amani, for putting this video together for our audience and for our Lady Viewpoint. We really appreciate you, Bong. Thank you so much. The Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue will assure all the traitors will brought to justice. And before we close out this wonderful evening, I would like to acknowledge Luke Jintil Savanho and Mr. Sckhk Khmer for the guidance and support for our Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue. Khmer Lady Viewpoint show us always. And to his I'm sorry. And last but not least, to His Excellency Professor Dr. Richard Dam, the Supreme Council of Khmer Lady Viewpoint wishes thank you, Your Excellency, from the bottom of our heart for giving us the opportunity to be here. Thank you so much. Until we meet again next month, please follow the Khmer Politics, the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue. If you find this show of value, please share and thank you everyone and good night. Andយើងខ្ញុំសូមអរគុណយើងខ្ញុំក៏សូមថ្លែងអំណរអរគុណដល់អស់លោកលោកស្រី លោកលោកស្រីដែលបានតាមដាននៅកម្មវិធីទស្សនៈស្ត្រីនៃអាដាមក្រុមរក្សាខ្មែរជួយខ្មែររំដោះជាតិយើងនឹងវិលជួបគ្នាសាជាថ្មីម្ដងទៀតសូមជម្រាបលា
អរគុណ
សូមអរគុណ
ខ្មែរអើយក្រោកឡើងមកលើកដំការជាតិនឹងសាំងស្នារួមជាកម្លាំងដើម្បីខេមរារងមុំអស្ចារ្យអភិវឌ្ឍរុងរឿងយើងខ្មែរតែមួយកំឡុងលើកស្ទួយជួយជាតិគុំខ្មែរក្រៅខ្មែរក្នុងក្រុងស្រែងើបឡើងជួយរៀមច្បងយើងដើម្បីមាតុភូមិខ្មែរអើយខ្មែរក្រោកឡើងក្រោកឡើងក្រោកឡើងក្រោកឡើងក្រោកដេញចោលមាចោលក្បន់សង្គមយន់ចិនឃាតកោកុំនីងនិយមហើយស្រែកបំភ្លៃបនលំថានឹងមកជួយខ្មែរពេលលាលោណាំងខ្មែរត្រូវលើកស្ទួយលោកប្រធានតែមួយតំណាងជាតិខ្មែរឯកឧត្តមដំឆិនរីក្លាហានពូកែបដញ្ញាជួយខ្មែរបានសុខសាន្តអើខ្មែរអើយខ្មែរក្រោកឡើងក្រោកឡើងក្រោកឡើងក្រោកឡើងក្រោកដេញចោលមាចោលក្បន់សង្គមយន់ចិនឃាតកោកុំនីងនិយមហើយស្រែកបំភ្លៃបនលំថានឹងមកជួយខ្មែរវេលាលោណាំងខ្មែរត្រូវលើកស្ទួយ